In this section here, we're going to talk about updating our software here. So it's definitely a good idea to make sure all of your software gets up to date. And mainly, I can see your software kind of falling into three different categories. One, making sure that Windows itself is up to date, the operating system. Two, you should always have an antivirus software as well. Making sure that your antivirus is up to date, scanning, and fully functional as well. And then the third thing as well is just your general software as well, making sure that your general software does get updates, because a lot of times there's vulnerabilities even in everyday software programs as well. So the very first thing, we're going to basically just use Windows 10 as a template here, and Windows 7 should be very similar. We're going to take a look at just making sure that my version of Windows 7 is indeed up to date, and that it is going to be updating as well. So in order to do that, I'm actually going to go into Settings here, Update and Security. We're actually going to be here a lot in this Tech Time series. And we're going to check Windows Update, and you'll see up here that it says my device is up to date last day at 7 p.m. So I can tell right here that it looks like Windows is actively checking, and that is great. One other thing I would also make sure of is that your Windows OS is automatically trying to update itself. That's not something that you're manually pushing. And it looks like right here I actually do have one update that's probably going to be updated here pretty soon, and what do you know, it's actually a definition update for Windows Defender, so it's exactly something that we're about to talk about as well. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to go here to Advanced Options, and good thing to do is just to make sure that your operating system is automatically updating as well. And it looks like that is very much happening here. And one other thing as well that I was alluding to is there is a support dates Windows. If you ever have problems getting a certain update package to work, you can look on Microsoft support site and see if there's a certain issue with an update that's running, so you can try to figure out how to get it to work for you. But most of the time, Windows usually updates pretty well, and you don't have to worry about this stuff. Also, too, viewing your update history can be a good idea. Like you'll see right here, I've been updating, and definitely something else that would be good to check. We're actually going to wait on the antivirus here just a second, and we're going to talk about updating your software. So a lot of your software as well will have a lot of updates, or have updates periodically, such as Google Chrome. Java is very infamous about needing updates. One utility that I've actually used is this File Hippo App Manager. It will actually go and check software, and if you do need any updates, it will let you know about what software does need updates. I didn't have an internet connection in class, so I couldn't show some of this, but you'll see right here, like I purposely put Firefox back a few versions so that I could actually go and update it. And right here I'm going to download and run the latest version of Firefox. And I'll probably also do Notepad++. And what Hippo or File Hippo App Manager is currently doing is going to download those software packages and actually install them for me. Whenever you do install File Hippo, it'll ask if you File Hippo automatically try to scan every day and offer you updates. I usually just put it on manual because I don't want to be harassed by it every day, but it is a good idea to go ahead and make sure that your does get updated periodically, so I would check with File Hippo. Right here, Notepad++ is already downloaded, so now I can actually go ahead and run it. And I'm also installing Firefox as well, upgrading it. I'll make Notepad on it. But yeah, File Hippo is a very helpful utility when updating software programs. So let's jump to our antivirus here and take a look at it. The antivirus software for Windows is actually going to be right in settings as well, actually in the same section, update and security. Now, I'm actually using Windows Defender on this PC. I know a lot of people may purchase and have a subscription to a more robust antivirus software. You feel free to check that as well. You should at least have an antivirus applet down here if you're using another antivirus. It should always be running. If not, you should be able to access it through your typical applications menu. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Windows Defender. And here at the very bottom of the screen, when you click on Windows Defender, is where you'll actually find Windows Defender itself. And some of the things I would check for, I would really check for a lot of the same things we kind of check for on our Windows Update. First of all, making sure it's actively monitoring, and we can see that it's being monitored and protected. Real-time protection on. We want to make sure too that the antivirus definitions are being updated, and we'll see that right there. Also too, checking history, just making sure your antivirus has been running actively. And also too, it's a good idea if you do have one of the commercial antivirus softwares, if you don't have Windows Defender, just make sure your subscription isn't going to expire. Make sure that you either have a free subscription or that if it is a paid subscription that you still have plenty of time on it. And if it's a free subscription, it's probably going to be very limited, but you'll have to take the good with the bad there. And that should cover our area, or our section on updating our operating system, our software, and also our antivirus as well.